Before I start this video, I'll give you a quick idea of what it's like to set this place up, and so you can see the difference between this shot, don't know, you might even prefer this shot, and then what it usually is. Close some light off here. We have had some depth with a crappy salt lamp. Some more light down here. Switch on these lights. Does it really look any different? Maybe bump that down a little bit. Probably doesn't look any different. Probably doesn't look any better anyway. But there we are. Should we start the video? There we go. That's a little bit better. At least you can't see my horrendously long barnet. It's this lockdown, not being able to get to the hairdressers. But anyway, I digress, back to the video. Welcome back to the channel. I've actually had a fair few, for me, my channel subscribers over the past couple of weeks. And so if you don't know me, I am Lewis. I am your very average swimmer, cyclist and runner. Yet to even complete a triathlon, but I do train in all three of the disciplines. And I have an Ironman booked for the 25th, I believe, of July. It is the Outlaw Full in Nottingham, which I'm hoping to smash and get done and hopefully come out of a okay time or something that's, you know, decent for me. I'm basically using this YouTube series as a way to document, you know, all sorts of things that are going to relate to me completing this Ironman, whether it just be beginner mistakes that I'm bound to make, that I probably already have made. Just some of my training, so how my training is going, the ups, the downs, different sessions, you know, what changes. So recently I made a video which you can see up here somewhere, about why I chose to, instead of go for a basic plan, use a coach instead. So yeah, it's just kind of a way for me to log and document everything that happens within my Ironman training journey. So today I'm going to be taking you through what kind of a typical week looks like for me training as a beginner triathlete, training for my first ever Ironman. A few things to know and a bit of a pre-warning. This video probably is going to be quite number heavy for anyone that doesn't like numbers. You might not want to watch it, but anyone that's interested, or if you're a beginner triathlete yourself, or you are looking to see how others train for Ironman, then maybe this is a good video to watch. So yeah, a few things to know. Firstly, I've said this in previous videos, I'm not a coach. You know, this is just what I've been given. It works really well for me so far. I'm seeing a lot of, you know, benefits from it. Second thing to note, I'm about 5 months away from my Ironman. So this is still very much like a kind of base or build stage, I would say, in training. So this is obviously going to ramp up and increase quite heavily, I imagine, and I will hate my life even more. That's a lie, I don't hate my life. I really actually enjoy this training at the moment, so yeah. But third thing, obviously I can't get to a swimming pool at the moment, so there is no swimming on the plan, which again, when pools open, I'm sure it will change. And maybe I can do an update in this video and go through, or maybe I could do one of these like 6 weeks, maybe, something like that, 6 weeks to 2 months. Maybe that's too long, maybe every month, I don't know, whatever. Maybe suggest something in the comments. But so yeah, so this is definitely going to change over time. So make sure you're subscribed, because I will do another one, and we can go through what a typical week looks like, maybe in a peak phase and then a taper phase and stuff like that. So today I've decided what's better way than show you and log sort of what I'm doing for my Ironman than to literally go through what a week looks like within my training and what my coach has given me for this Ironman. Still really early in the morning, like 7. Doing this before I start my job, working from home. Try and squeeze it in. I'm still quite tired. So where do I start? I suppose, quick note again, another note for the 6 millionth time. I use Training Peaks, which basically is a brilliant platform. You probably already know about this. I don't know why I go through half this stuff, but Training Peaks is a platform that allows my coach, Harry Palmer, to input different sessions for me that I can then go onto here and see what I've got for the day, basically. So I suppose, what week should I go for? I suppose I'll just go through maybe what this week is, what, you know, where I'm at, what I've got, and then you can kind of get an idea of what the week looks like. There's usually what kind of the pattern that I've noticed within the training is that you have some sort of interval workout on the bike, so you know that could be all sorts of different intervals. It happened to be this week my intervals were really short, sharp intervals, so it was literally like 15 seconds on, 15 seconds off, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 45, up to 60 seconds on, 60 seconds off, of like a really high, you know, over FTP sort of watts. I think mine was about 350 watts. But so you need, so you need some sort of interval bike. You need a long bike. So I've got a 3-hour base ride in, which is for me is on Saturday. Then I've also got, so I've got 2 other bikes, but I don't think, you know, one of them was an aero drill session. So that's basically to help me get into the aero position. Now, if you're already pretty good at your aero position, I'm not sure if you need to include that. You could just maybe swap it for an easy bike or an easy run, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty key for me to help me get into, you know, into the aero position and hold it for as long as I can, because ultimately, the longer I can hold it, the faster I'm going to go on the bike. And then the other bike session that I've got in is a zone 3 strength session. So this is aimed to build leg strength as a whole, I believe. I might be wrong, but then in terms of the run, I've got, usually what I have is some sort of interval workout again to help build speed on the running. So this week I had ladder intervals, which went up from like a 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3 minutes, all at 5k effort with 2 minutes recovery in between. Don't know why I'm going through these yet, this isn't the idea, but I don't know if I'm showing this any good or not. And then you have usually some sort of long run booked in, so that could be, you know a long easy run, and then have a brick run usually. So that's 3 runs, and then like I say, 2 strength sessions, which are usually either like whole body sort of sessions, and then 2 fundamental sessions, which are basically stretches. So that's kind of a list, as you can see, of things to include in a week, or what usually appears in the week. Now what I'll do is I'll go through more specifically what exactly this week entails, why some things are there, why maybe things are slightly different or changed or aren't as what this list follows. But yeah, so let's go through that. I will try and put up again some sort of screenshot or diagram or something somewhere, so you can see a bit more easily what exactly this kind of week looks like. So on Monday I had the pleasure of doing an aero drill session. So that was basically an hour long, super easy, zone 1 to 2. Actually, this is a good point, Harry Palmer made a very good video going through this sort of workout. I'll link that up in the card so you can see that, because it kind of explains a lot better than I can why we did this session. So yeah, an hour long doing aero drills. I tend to do my sort of runs and cycles midday, and then after sort of in the evening times or late afternoon do my strength session. So in the afternoon I had a strength session, which again was about an hour long, just going through some basic strength exercises for legs, for chest, for just kind of overall basic strength. I can do a video going through what one of my strength workouts looks like if you're interested in that. Tuesday I then had the ladder interval session, which I've just been through. So again, that was efforts at a 5k sort of effort pace. And then on the Wednesday I had, so part of the T3 Triathlon group is we have every Wednesday a T3 group workout on Zwift. So we had that, which was the short like micro burst. So that was the 15 seconds on, 15 seconds off, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 45 off, 60 off. Did that a few times, which totaled to be an hour. Wednesday afternoon I then had fundamentals, which again was just some basic stretches, your fairly typical ones for sort of triathletes, which again I can do a video on if you'd like to see that. Then on Thursday is a strength session. So this has got no running or cycling in, so it's kind of a little bit of a rest day in terms of that. Yeah, and so it's just 45 minutes of strength, which is quite a nice easy session. Hang on, I need some more coffee. Where was I? Thursday strength session, nice easy one. But yeah, and then on Friday, So we have an easy run, so this is just an easy hour, nice and chilled, nothing too strenuous, alongside fundamentals again, so some basic stretches. Saturday is the long ride, so that's the 3-hour base ride. So this is, you know, really trying to stay in sort of zone 1 to 2, nice and easy. You don't want to be pushing it too much, and that's kind of all we've got for Saturday, because that's obviously quite a long session. And then on Sunday we have, so this is the first time that I've actually done this session, and this is quite new. You might have noticed so far we haven't got a long run booked in, whereas I usually would. So this is why I was saying basically this kind of differs. So the rest of this week looked fairly normal. Sunday, however, is slightly different. So this is where we've got another bike workout, which is 15 minutes in zone 3 with 2 minutes recovery, and then another 15 minutes in zone 2. That was wrong. I meant 15 minutes in zone 3 with 2 minutes recovery with another 15 minutes in zone 3, which is just under an hour long. But this is where things get different, is then straight off of that session, I have an hour, what's called build run session. So 20 minutes easy jog, followed by 2 8 minutes steady, building from an easy pace to a tempo pace for the last few minutes. I think that this session is, because usually what you'd find, or what I have actually been doing previously, is doing a long bike into a short run. But I think the idea of this sort of workout is to kind of condense that slightly, so you can do a shorter bike with a longer run. So it kind of gets you a better idea of what running for a long time feels like after you know, a few hours on the bike. Because obviously when I do Ironman, the bike's going to be, you know, it's going to be an easy ride. Well, you know, it should be a fairly easy pace, because you don't want to be going out and hammering it. So the zone 3 effort, so the bike before the run, kind of fatigues your legs a little bit more, so you get a better idea of what it's like running off fairly dead legs. So that is all of the sessions that I have for this week. Like I said at the start of the video, this does change week on week. That's just to kind of give you an idea of, and to give my future self, when I look back, an idea of what, you know, what sort of training I'm doing now. Be interesting to see where it leads to in, you know, like I say, 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and we can compare it and see the differences. I hope this video wasn't all too long. I've got a tendency to ramble quite a bit, and obviously this video was quite number and sort of data heavy, so it might be quite a boring video if you're not into this. But again, it might, you know, I was hoping that this video might help some beginner triathletes get an idea of what it's like to you know, to train for an Ironman. You might even not have signed up for one, been thinking about it and scared of the training, scared, you know, people talk about pros training 20-25 hours a week. You don't have to do them sort of hours, and like you can see, I'm doing 11 hours, so it's easily doable. Yeah, and I hope you gain something from it, gain some insight. And if you've got any video suggestions, like I say, if you want to see a strength session, me running through that, or a stretching session, or you just want to see something, you know, something else, me going through a specific workout that I have to do, or anything triathlon related, some of the gear that I've got, whatever you want to see, then let me know in the comments, because I am taking a wild guess at what people like to see, and hopefully people want to see this video. So with that being said, I don't think there was anything else I wanted to talk about. I think that was everything. So please do like the video if you enjoyed this, if you gained some sort of knowledge or information from this that you might find useful and take onto your triathlon journey. Please subscribe if you wish. It is free and you can change your mind at any time. I hope you enjoy this whole series. Again, thank you to any new subscribers. We've got a fair few over the past few weeks, which is really cool to see, and a lot of people interacting and commenting and sending me messages and stuff, which is really cool, and I enjoy that a lot. So yeah, thanks, and I will see you in the next video for some more sick triathlon related content. Again, let me know your video ideas, because I'm guessing, and I'd rather just make videos that I know people want to see. So yeah, and I shall see you in the next one.